I got a new video. I got a new video. Alesia Michelle, I'm ready to go. Eurovision fam, are you ready for the show? Hey Eurovision fam, it's Alesia Michelle, and today is going to be a fun video because I'm going to let you into my mind a little bit. Yes, I'm going to let you go deep inside my mind. Just for a little bit. At the end of the day, every year at Eurovision, we have winners and then we have some losers. I mean, yes, everyone is a winner because getting to participate and represent your country is a huge honor and a really big deal. But guess what? The Eurovision Song Contest is the Eurovision Song Contest. And you might be a novice to the Song Contest, or you're a longtime fan and you might want to know how I look at an entry to figure out whether I like it or not, or whether I don't. So this video is called How to Judge a Eurovision Entry. Today's video is actually going to be really helpful for some of you out there that might not know that much about the Eurovision Song Contest. These are my 10 things that I look at when judging a Eurovision entry. Number 1, first and foremost, it's all about the song quality and the production. And someone might go, okay, well, if the song is done and recorded, what do you mean production and song quality? Here's what I mean. Basically what I mean is, does the song sound, I hate to say or use the word expensive because nowadays we have things like GarageBand on our computers. So there's a way that everyone can kind of have the opportunity to make a song sound expensive. But unfortunately, more likely than not, you're going to have some dollars behind a song for it to really sound of quality. Sweden has legitimately cracked the egg on this. They know it. They know how to send a song that sounds polished. Even if you might not like the song still sounds expensive. It sounds high quality. It sounds like something you'd hear on an album as opposed to something you would hear, you know, in an elevator, or something that you would hear, you know, playing background music on like a reality show. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, I said song quality, and song quality really is more the production. That's more the back end of the song. The back end, the artist isn't really responsible for the production unless the artist is like a writer themselves or a producer. But lyrical content is key. Yes, lyrical content. And this is something that a lot of songs at the Eurovision Song Contest tend to struggle with, because guess what? A lot of times people are singing songs that are not in their native language, and there's nothing wrong with that. We love that about Eurovision. Hi, I love that about Eurovision. But what you can run into is issues, honestly, like what Malta's kind of struggling with this year, where the lyrics sound trite. They sound cliche. There are certain songs that are filled with cliches. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Sticks and stones will break my bones. That's a cliche. It's a saying that we've kind of all heard. It's something about it that can really take away from a song, unfortunately, because it lacks a sense of creativity. And it can be difficult to play around with the English language if that's not your native language, so it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, look, it's the Eurovision Song Contest. You can always just send a song in your native tongue. I actually like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Number 3, vocal ability. Okay, look, at the end of the day, this song is being sung, it has to be performed, and the song has to sound good. The artist must be on the pitch and key. I do not want to hear bum notes coming out of a professional singer on a professional stage. Most of the people have had these songs for a very long time. There really is no excuse for not being able to, at base rate, hit the notes that are on that piece of paper cleanly. The song only lasts for 3 minutes. I believe in all of you. 4, staging. Now, in years past, the staging, sometimes if countries do too much with the staging, they get criticized. If countries don't do enough with the staging, they get criticized. And staging is one of those really thoughtful, tricky things that can make or break a song. Look, Eurovision purists, I feel like I'm part of your ilk. But guess what? This is a TV show. It's a TV show. We need to see something visual. We cannot just be listening to a great song. The song has to translate well to stage, and it has to be thoughtful. We can't just have people doing whatever they want on stage and then hoping it'll work out. Like, this is a competition! Bad staging could ruin a great song, and it's so sad when that happens. Number 5, styling. Styling, we've seen it hurt artists before. So that's why when I get these comments sometimes and people are like, Why are you talking about the clothes? Well, I talk about the clothes because clearly they matter. You know, this is one of my favorite things to talk about when I talk about the artist, because I think styling is something so cool. It's something so simple, and it can make or break an entry. And when it comes to the styling, we've seen acts, i.e. Croatia 2016, where the song was amazing. And then when she got on stage in that costume, guess what happened? Croatia went straight down, down, down in the betting odds, because there was no way that homegirl was going to win looking like a chicken. A perfect outfit won't take away, it won't distract, it would allow the artist to shine, it would allow the song to stand out. But when you have bad styling, or real talk, no styling at all, that's like another thing that frustrates me. Like, at the end of the day, this is a Eurovision Song Contest. This is a show that's being broadcasted internationally. Please look your best. I don't know, I sound like a nagging mom with this, but like, please, just try. For me, for you, for your country, look your best. Can we just at least make sure our hair is washed and our skin is moisturized and our teeth are brushed? 6. Now, number 6 is kind of that je ne sais quoi. It's sort of that it factor. Salvador had it last year. It's that thing that is undescribable, that no one can really put their finger on it. And a lot of times it has to do with, I think, the country. I think sometimes it has to do with, especially a country's history at Eurovision. Let me just say it. Portugal, you left us in 2016. I missed you. And when you came back in 2017 with such a quality song, to me, it was in the cards for you to potentially win. Not a sure bet. The staging had to be right. The song still had to be right. Salvador needed that je ne sais quoi. And I think with Portugal, you just gave us that. It was that indescribable thing. It was that it factor. It was that je ne sais quoi. It's that chemistry. It's that energy you can feel when you watch Eurovision live, where you just sit in the audience and you watch a performance and go, oh wait, this might actually win. I didn't know if it would win, because it's different when we just sit and we listen to the studio versions, we read the blogs and stuff. It's different when you're in an arena and you experience something happening live. It's just that little spark that just makes us all fall in love without us even knowing how or why. 7, track record. Okay, this is something that might be hard for some of you who are new to Eurovision and you're trying to figure out, how did this song get all these points and then this one didn't? Track record, it's big. And track record, there's a little bit of politics with anything that we do. Of course, there's a little bit of politics in Eurovision. Everything we do is political in life, so why would that not, in a way, bleed over to the song contest? It'd be silly to think that it doesn't. But I would say even more so than the kind of political constraints and the kind of political tensions that can sometimes creep its way into the song contest, really we have to think about track record. When it comes to Sweden, at the end of the day, people know that Sweden is taking it seriously. They know that they're coming here to win. They want to do their best. And on a level that works to their advantage, I think when Sweden sends a song, everyone kind of just assumes that it's going to be of quality. And that assumption is not necessarily inaccurate, because Sweden does seem to care about the contest. Now, if you have countries that tend to be a little bit spotty, for example, maybe Latvia. Latvia, in the past, has sent Eurovision songs that are very interesting. And then they've sent some songs that are really on trend, that are really mainstream and of quality. But that doesn't mean that sometimes they might want to send something that's a little bit bonkers and a little bit strange that we at home might be like, wait, what is happening on the stage? I'm confused right now. I think people are going to have a more critical eye at Latvia than they would of Sweden. I'd also say with the UK, I think the UK's track record of recent years is not really favorable. But I'll say, like Suri this year, Storms is not that bad of a song. But when it comes to the UK and you have all of these UK artists and musicians dominating the charts all over the world, I think people sometimes have an unfair standard. So I say that this number is track record, but you have to realize that when people think about Eurovision, sometimes they're not just thinking about it of what is happening this year that's before them. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's okay to look at, past results and, allow that to make you feel more comfortable about backing an artist, maybe. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. 8, consistency. And this is where the live rehearsals really start to come into play. Now we can see all these videos online of the rehearsals. And I'm not saying that the rehearsals mean everything, but look, we've seen it where songs that have a lot of buzz going into rehearsals, and then the rehearsals start happening, the vocalist is not having the best day, the staging is not really working out, we have some malfunctions, and that ranking just starts to tick, tick, tick down. It's unfortunate, but look, consistency is key and it is king. And it's something you have to look at. Number 9, you might be going, oh, well, maybe that's the same thing as Je ne sais quoi, your other one, that unique it factor. It's not, and I am talking about the personal artist charisma. This year, I would say the biggest example of this we have is Norway's Alexander Rybak. He just seems to be a really likable guy. He's always smiling. He looks exactly the same way that he did when he won Eurovision. Yeah, he still looks like the same guy, and he still kind of has that energy and that consistency. And a lot of people are allowing that to kind of come into play when they judge his entry this year. So we have to think about that, the artist's charisma. And it doesn't even just mean necessarily likability. It can be the mystique of an artist. It can be sort of what the artist stands for and sort of their position. I think when it comes to Loreen from Sweden, I think she had a little bit of that. She was very outspoken politically with the song contest happening in Azerbaijan, and she was not shying away from those conversations, and all those things kind of went into this mystique that she was creating. It was allowing people not just to be attracted to her performance and her song, or Alexander's performance and song. It was people really liking them and wanting to see them win. So yeah, the artist performing the song, yeah, it matters. Number 10. Now this is the most important one. This is the one that makes all the difference when it comes to you consuming everyone's different top 10s and whatnot, and it's taste level. And at the end of the day, we all have different musical tastes. I know which songs I personally tend to gravitate towards. I know the songs that I want to download, and I know the songs that I want to play in my car. However, I try not to let that affect my general comments about a song. If a song is good, it's good. If it's well written, it's well written. To me, production value, musical quality, it's a pretty, I think, objective thing. I don't think it's subjective. A well-produced song you can hear, are there cracks and pops? Are there times where the music instrumentation is louder than the person singing? Like, there are things that are objective, and then there are things that are subjective. So yeah, that's how I judge a Eurovision entry. Which one of these things that I lay out is the most important to you? What do you mostly look for? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with my stuff, my suggestions? This is how I think we should be judging Eurovision entries. Talk to me in the comments below. But do you disagree with me? That's okay. I want to hear from you too. Just talk to me in the comments below. This is a conversation, and you know it. I am always excited for the Eurovision Song Contest.